Welcome to your daily stock market summary from MarketSnap. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to be back with you on this Christmas Eve of 2025, breaking down the latest action in the markets. We've got a festive vibe going with record highs, a Santa Claus rally in full swing, and some exciting moves to unpack. Whether you're a long-term investor or just keeping an eye on short-term trends, let's dive into what's shaping the financial landscape today and what it means for your wealth-building journey. First up, let's talk about the major indexes because, folks, we've got some historic action to celebrate. The S&P 500 smashed through the 6,900 mark, closing at a fresh record high with a solid gain for the fifth straight session. The Dow Jones wasn't far behind, climbing nearly 300 points to set its own record. Even the Nasdaq chipped in with a modest uptick, buoyed by a rebound in tech names after last week's sell-off. This kind of momentum, especially on a holiday-shortened trading day, signals strong investor confidence heading into year-end. For long-term players, this bullish trend reinforces the power of staying invested through market cycles. Zooming in on the S&P 500, the index is not just breaking records, but also showing a firm bullish structure, holding above all major moving averages. Analysts are even tossing around bold predictions of hitting 10,000 by 2026. Now that's a stretch goal, but it highlights the optimism around earnings growth and economic resilience. As long-term investors, remember that these lofty targets often come with volatility, so keep your risk management tight while riding this wave. Over on the Nasdaq, tech leadership continues to anchor the rally. After some concerns about inflated valuations last week, we're seeing a recovery in AI-related stocks, which is a good sign for the sector's short-term momentum. For those of you with tech-heavy portfolios, this rebound might offer a chance to reassess positions, but always within the context of your broader, long-term strategy. Let's check out some of the big winners today among large-cap stocks. Micron Technology stole the show with a strong gain, riding the wave of AI and data center demand. Costco also impressed, continuing its steady climb, while Nike surged on news of Apple's CEO Tim Cook doubling his personal stake, a real vote of confidence. These movers remind us that even in a broad rally, individual stories can create outsized opportunities for your portfolio. On the flip side, not everyone's celebrating. Among the large-cap losers, Marvell Technology and Snowflake took hits, reflecting some cooling in specific tech niches. AST SpaceMobile saw a sharp drop as well, down nearly 9%, which could signal short-term profit-taking after a massive yearly run. For long-term investors, these dips might be worth watching. Sometimes a pullback is just the entry point you've been waiting for. Looking at the market movers, Nvidia and Tesla remain in the spotlight with heavy trading volume, though both saw minor declines today. Apple, on the other hand, edged higher, continuing to be a steady hand in many portfolios. These names often drive sentiment, so even small moves can ripple through the market. Keep an eye on their trends, but don't let daily noise derail your long-term focus. Speaking of volume, the most active stocks today included Nvidia and Tesla again, alongside Intel and Nike. High activity often points to where investor attention is focused, whether it's due to news or broader sector trends. For us long-term folks, volume spikes can hint at potential momentum shifts, but always dig into the why behind the numbers before acting. Over the past week, some large-cap names have really shown. Nvidia and Micron are up significantly, alongside Carnival, which benefited from strong travel demand. These weekly gainers highlight sectors like tech and consumer cyclical that are catching a tailwind right now, something to consider when rebalancing your long-term holdings. Conversely, the past week wasn't kind to everyone. Nike took a beating before today's bounce, and home builders like Lennar saw declines amid ongoing housing market challenges with high rates. These short-term struggles can test patience, but for long-term investors, they might also signal undervalued opportunities if fundamentals remain strong. Shifting gears, let's touch on some key news driving the markets. The Santa Claus rally is officially here, with historical data showing December 26 as one of the most reliably positive days for the S&P 500. Plus, there's buzz around Federal Reserve policy for 2026, with expectations of at least a couple more rate cuts if inflation keeps cooling. This could be a boon for growth stocks in the near term, but as long-term investors, we need to stay wary of inflationary surprises that could force a policy pivot. Now, let's glance at the earnings calendar for this week. It's a lighter slate due to the holidays, but we've got some notable names like Micron Technology and Nike reporting recently. Micron's results tied into the AI boom have been a positive catalyst, while Nike's numbers are getting a lift from renewed investor interest. These reports can sway sectors in the short term, so keep them on your radar as part of your broader strategy.
Get exclusive AI summaries of every earnings call. No more reading hours of transcripts. Access revenue segmentation, 5-year analyst estimates, SWOT analyses, and full financial statements. Plus track upcoming earnings, dividends, and market events with MarketSnap's calendar app. Create a free account at MarketSnap.com.
Wrapping up with a look at sectors, energy, and basic materials, led the pack over the past week, with gains reflecting strength in commodities and resource demand. These areas might not always be the flashiest, but for long-term diversification, they can offer stability against tech-heavy volatility. On the weaker side, healthcare and technology sectors lagged over the same period, with some profit-taking and valuation concerns weighing them down. For us long-term investors, these dips could be a chance to build positions in quality names at better prices. Just make sure to align with your overall goals.
MarketSnap brings everything long-term investors use daily into one clean, fast platform. Explore stock financials, SWOT analysis, valuation ratios, 5-year analyst estimates, and our intrinsic value calculator, built with real fundamentals, not hype. All in a layout that's simple to read and ridiculously fast to navigate. And when you want to talk investing, join Nexus, our community where investors share valuations, posts, and stock discussions, all connected directly to the data. Use our stock's intrinsic value calculator to run and save real valuations with no spreadsheets. Share your analysis and valuations with others in the Nexus community. Get daily market summaries in video, audio, and article formats. Track the market with our earnings, dividend, and economics calendar. Our homepage gives you a real-time market overview with interactive heat maps, top market movers, and major index performance at a glance. Track daily performances, discover the most active stocks, and analyze performance across different timeframes, from weekly to yearly trends, and see which industries are leading or lagging. It's free to create an account, with optional access to premium forward-looking data. Try it now at MarketSnap.com and invest with clarity, not noise. That's a wrap for today's stock market summary from MarketSnap. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to stick with us for daily updates and deep dive SWOT analyses to keep your investment strategy sharp. Whether you're navigating short-term turbulence or building wealth for the long haul, we've got the insights to help. See you tomorrow.